Welcome back. We have decided to actually do a podcast again tonight. Um, Surprisingly, we decided that the world was missing us and our beautiful, beautiful voices, I promise. Um, well, we've got three out of the four of us. Producer might join us. I'm not sure. He's got some college stuff he has to do, aka homework. So he might join us. But if he does, great. If he doesn't, that's okay as well. Um, but Cyrus is here. Kevin is here. I'm here. Kevin and I survived our 48-hour trip of a whirlwind trip actually to West Virginia, which was fantastic.
48 hours of fun. It went by so fast. It was very cold, but it was a great time. Big shout outs to our guy Leland for getting married this weekend. Had a great time. The hotel was beautiful. Our hotel was really nice, honestly. Like it was
Yeah.
really solid, with the exception of that the minute you move the shades, room went from like 70 degrees to 40 degrees. But awesome time. It was good to be back home. Like, I mean, Mary and I talked about when we were away, like, it was like a perfect time for us to just get away for just like a couple days, leave the regular world for a bit. It was much needed, especially for me. I haven't gone anywhere since I last went to Morgantown in September, so I was due to just get out for a little bit.
Yeah. I can't remember. I remember when we walked into the room and it was set at like 95 degrees. I'm like, holy shit, it's so hot. And you literally,
Where'd you guys wind up staying at?
uh, Hotel Morgan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yep. Old, it's over 100-year-old hotel that's been renovated and everything. Um, so it's a really nice spot. But like Kevin was saying, like when you open that shade, it went from comfortable, like hot to bitterly cold in 2 seconds. You open our door because we were at the end of the hall by the window. Open the door to go out to the hallway, and it's freezing. It just the windows are not very good, so they need to look into fixing the windows. Hotel Morgan, if you ever hear this or anybody that lives near it, let them know. Windows need a little updating. Um, but it was a whirlwind. It was a lot of fun. We got down there. We went to the Beanery. We did our normal W shopping, right? That's kind of what we do. Um, but overall, it was a lot of fun, minus the fact that we got like 3, 4 hours of sleep and then had to drive an hour and a half to Pittsburgh and just probably had felt slightly miserable for that day.
I was just really hungry. I just needed food so bad. Like I was silent in the car drinking like my electrolytes or whatever I had, and I think I just looked at him midway through the trip. I'm like, I think I need food. And we both agreed, like, yeah, we needed fucking food.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, low key, you guys look like you were having fun. I wanted to be there.
we
I
had a black. We had a
wanted to be there. Okay.
really good time. You know,
Shout out to Leland though. Let that boy. Let that man. Shout out to him.
yeah, he had a blast. Yeah, we survived a West Virginia wedding. Um, so yeah, and then I don't think I'm gonna I'll be going to Vermont in a couple of months, and then I gotta go to Charlotte in September with y'all.
But Charlotte,
If we if we
half the
can
Charlotte taken care of.
get like a place to stay that's like not like an arm and a leg and a flight for me to like get down there, that would be the next thing.
Well, the hotel we can figure
Oh, I
out
got
because
you.
the hotel is easy because we can go through W Travel, Mountaineer Travel. Like I sent that text out to everybody.
Yeah.
Uh, See if there's a difference, Cyrus, see if there's a difference between the hotels, the price that you were able to find compared to the prices that there are on there. I know we're all busy, and I'm not saying do it today. I'm not saying
No,
that, no. But the sooner we book it, the better because then we have it, we're good to go, and we should be all set.
I have a
So,
secret. I have a secret. I booked the hotel already.
oh, okay, sweet. See, we're good. We have a hotel.
Look at that. Shout out to Sai.
All right, so we need to get flights, and then we need to get tickets. But I don't think the ticket part's going to be too bad. That stadium's, I think, holds like 80,000 people. So there should
Yeah,
be,
yeah, that won't be too bad.
yeah, tickets. And I don't care if we sit fucking nosebleed. I don't care. I'm just going to go to the game. So
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean,
I care about nosebleeds. I'm
I
not
know
sitting
you.
at the top.
I mean,
I'm
I
willing to throw a couple extra dollars to just be a little closer to the damn ground. We're not doing that whole thing where we're at the end of the freaking stadium like we did the first year of Pittsburgh, because I was just not about that.
Kev, you sound like my wife.
No, well, truth be told, I am afraid of heights,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I don't like being up high. So like pretty much what it is, the minute if I leave my seat for like if I leave the seat at any point, I'm not going back up there. I'm just not
That's
going back up there.
I got you.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Doesn't mean I agree, but I can respect it 100%.
I mean, if you guys want to sit at the top, you guys do your thing. So I will find somewhere to be closer to the ground.
Well, it's kind of weird. They already have tickets like on sale, which is weird because nobody is not supposed to be like they haven't even announced like ticket drops, but like everything's around $200.
That's actually not terrible. I'll take
That
that.
and that's the upper bowl. Now lower bowl, right, is like 400, 300, 500. So, but
But
again,
I but I would be
these
willing to spend 200 somewhere in the mid portion of the upper bowl if
yeah,
that's where
that's
we're at.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. I don't want to sit last row. Like I'm not sitting in the last row. No, 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 no.
No.
No, thank you.
All right. So let's dive into this. So Kevin, you've got some interesting West Virginia gear, and I like the jacket because it's sporting a certain logo on the arm that we keep seeing you pop up.
Yes.
So walk
So
us
yeah.
through this because you'd be looking like some Huggy Bear style over here.
Yeah, so basically these two that I'm wearing are two Depop purchases that I made. I don't remember when I made them, but I just remember making them at some point because I was able to wheel and deal to get these down. So this is a W track jacket, and you guys can notice the Big 12 logo on the side. It's the
Hmm.
older Big 12 logo. So this is definitely from when Mary and I went to school, which is pretty awesome, really comfy. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not the warmest. So this will be great for springtime because it's all black and something simple, but this is really cool. And this shirt here, I can't show you the back because I'm sitting down and my camera keeps zooming in and out. But this shirt, according to the listing, is a West Virginia cheerleading shirt
Yeah.
for someone that used to cheerlead on the West Virginia cheerleading team. So whoever wore an extra large during the time myself and Merritt went to school, you're welcome for the business. But this is really cool. I really like it. It's really comfortable. It's really roomy. And yeah, I wanted to support the Dub V after we were there this past weekend. Mary and I are both still upset that we could have went to the women's game on Saturday,
Oh my God.
which they won. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there was a women's game, and then when we arrived, there was like a gymnastics meet going on. But yeah, that's what I got on today. I know Merritt is wearing the hat that I convinced him to buy when we were together. Sorry, Ashley, but
Yeah.
he knows the deal.
Yeah, no, I got the W hat with the old school logo from the 60s on it. Um, we walked into the W like Nike. It's really just the Nike store for them, like the pro team shop. Um, and I saw it. I was like, I like it. It's cool. Let's see what else is here. And literally just kept circling back to it. I was like, no, no, it's telling me that I have to buy it. It's what it's telling me I need
You
to
let me know
do.
that you were going. I would have actually picked me up some stuff.
Oh,
What's
we're
it
off.
called? What's it called? The ladies in that store were also very, very nice.
Oh, they were
So,
sweethearts. They were so nice
like,
to us.
I was like, I want to give them business just for like talking to us when we were in there. It was great. So, shout out to those two ladies.
Kevin,
Yeah, what happened?
I am trying to find the jersey to
Which one?
yours to confirm.
Oh, my cheerleading shirt.
Yeah, because my buddy when I was there was actually a cheerleader.
This one.
All right,
If I could like, let me see. I'll take this off, and then so here, and then if you let me take this, I'll show you the back.
let's see the back.
It's this one.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah, that's a Killian shirt.
it is, but I think it's either 20 2012 or 2013.
It had to be when we were in school. I'm pretty sure. I'm like, and I was when I was looking at like the logos on the inside, like I could like kind of tell like when you have like the different like Nike fit. This was like the type of stuff that they did early 2010s, where it gives a little authentic tag on like the right side.
Yeah.
So and then like the Nike fit was like a thing that they started in like the early like 2010s too. So
Yeah. Well, I love it. I
thank
love
you
it.
so much. Thank you so much.
Perfect. All right, let's talk about some crazy shit that's happening in this world of sports. The Utah Jazz got hosed on a trade um, because now the star player is gone for the rest of the year.
Oh, they didn't get hosed.
Well, he ain't playing for a while now.
That was playing. They're tanking.
Oh yeah, 100% tanking because they want the AJ kid. I would take him over the kid from Kansas right now because the kid from Kansas is a POS.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean, I know they want AJ the bench just so bad. I mean, hey, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Just don't screw it up, you know?
Hey, I was really hoping the Celtics would just sail it in and tank and get AJ because he's a Boston kid. That would just been a cool story. But I guess we'll just have to wait until his contract's up and we can bring him and Cooper Flag home and just run train over the NBA for about 10 years.
So there's a bunch of teams. If you, and I knew he taught. Hey yo, so Kev, here's the crazy part. A couple of weeks, what was it? A couple of weeks ago when it was just me and Merritt. No, it was a month ago. It was just me and Merritt. He goes, "Yeah, I just want them to tank so we can just grab everybody." That's awful. That's awful bold of him, sir. I mean, I get it.
I don't care. They're number two in the East right now, but I would love to get me and AJ. You know, he's
You,
freaking a solid, unbelievably good player. His team is not doing
you
so well, but
he dropped like 40 something the other night. It looked like he didn't. Look like he barely broke a sweat. No, there's a bunch of teams. There's a bunch of teams in the NBA that literally took on everybody else's trash, so they can get like a top five pick,
yeah,
including my Bulls. So
yeah, your Bulls are
I mean, the Bulls just getting every point guard ever.
yeah. It's like
every
when Johnny Flynn was and Ricky Rubio were drafted on the same draft night, and everyone's like, "What's going on here? Why are the Timberwolves taking 1,000 guards in this draft? What's happening?"
It's true.
I think the best thing that I put on this list though is North Dakota State University paid $12 million, and they are now part of the Mountain West Conference, and they get to go to Hawaii for a game.
That's actually pretty cool.
I was
Not
giving
gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah,
it's well worth the 12 million.
and they're suing the NCAA to
Really?
For
get.
what?
So you know how James Madison, when they jumped, they weren't allowed to be in the conference championship game for like 2 years or something. They weren't allowed to make it to certain things.
Right.
Like this year, they were finally eligible. Oh, you can go play in the big stuff. Well,
Mm.
North Dakota State's like, no, fuck that. We've beaten every single team in the FBS or FCS. Like, no, no, no. We're coming in. We want to be able to compete for a championship, and we want to be able to put our name on the map. So that because if they don't, they wouldn't be eligible for anything until 2028. So they have to sit for
Yikes.
2 full seasons, 3 full seasons before they're eligible. And they're like, no. So I think it's awesome that they're doing that. Um, Makes my life as a, UNH Wildcat fan slightly for football a little bit easier because North Dakota State just runs train over everybody.
They do. They do. And honestly, it's kind of been like time for them to like kind of make that jump. Like how many FCS titles can we like really win
I
and
think they
just
have
until you want to.
14.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like if you're really trying to make it to that next level, I mean, you might as well just make the jump now. So, and then
Yeah.
them against a Hawaii football team that is on the up and up and on the rise. I mean, I've seen polls that like they're saying that Hawaii could get that 12th seed for the for like an early projection for the
Wow.
playoff next year. And I'm like, hell yes. Hawaii in the college football playoff. They might get completely destroyed by like a Texas or Oregon they play, but I think that would be absolutely incredible to see too.
I would love to see that. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. We finally got some new blood in the college football ranks. And think like game day going there. That stadium only holds 17,000 people, and it's all indoors because it's so cold in
I
North
think
Dakota.
Yeah. Did they hold college game day there before?
They did
Previously?
for the
yeah.
North Dakota State game. But like think of like say Hawaii goes. How unreal would that be? Just like say the two nationally ranked teams. That'd be awesome. So that place would be packed.
Oh, that would be a lot of fun.
Dude, that'd be
I
one of those that's like a bucket list game. Like if you had to go to if you had to go to a game, that's a bucket list game to go to.
no,
Hawaii. Go
you know
to.
what a bucket list game was? Saturday night.
God, can we not talk about it?
No,
Can we not talk about it? I knew you wrote that down and talked about it, didn't
I didn't. I didn't. I just remember looking at my phone while we were at the wedding and it said 68-68 and I threw the game on my phone. Kevin and Brian and I looked over my phone just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
But you know what though? We got two losses. Take it as is. We got two losses, and
you'll get another one in a couple of weeks.
yeah,
Don't worry.
keep that same energy, sir. Keep that same energy.
Don't you worry.
Keep that same energy. That same energy. All right.
Um, Now let's talk about WNBA, their new proposal. So they've amped up the proposals. I think they are at $1 million for the salary. Um, Housing stipends are being reintroduced into the new proposal. Um, League pass, private jets, all the nines that the women's the players are looking for. Better paternity or maternity leave, as well as leave for um, the spouse, right? Um, all that kind of stuff, which is great. This is stuff that they've demanded for. Do we think this is actually going to be signed, and are we going to have a WNBA season at this point? Because it's getting down to the wire.
It is getting down to the wire. I really hope that they can work something out. You know, it just you don't know how far apart that they are. I mean, some say that they are. You know, word has it that like, you know, there are definitely some teams that are in support of what has been like the players want, and then there's other teams that don't.
Yep.
So, and then I think part of that was I was listening to a podcast before, and they're saying it's the teams that have that are visibly and you know that are visibly already doing things to help support the women's needs, those are the ones that support the plan for the players. They listed like Phoenix, Seattle, New York. They all like if you think about it, they things that they have in common. They already have like new facilities or already made facilities for their players outside of like having to share one with people. So it's it's just a hope that like there's some sort of middle ground that they can reach, which we'll see. It's February, you know, right normally in about probably in about a month and a half, normally that's when the WNBA draft happens, right after March Madness.
Hmm.
So if we don't get any traction within the next 2, 3 weeks, I don't know. Makes me nervous we may not have a season, but you know, only time will tell.
I would say at this point, I think they'll the Cavs point comes to a middle ground. I love when your camera does that. Um, I think they're going to come to a middle ground. What I would caution them to is what exactly NBA went through when they were going through this back in the early 70s, 80s, and early 90s. Like just be cautious. Just because you're getting these big things, that doesn't mean that your product is going to turn a profit. They have to watch that because that at some point almost bogged down the NBA. The Malice in the Palace, all those fights, they had to make the product watchable because it wasn't watchable, right? So I hope they come to some sort of middle ground to Kev's point, but the I would be nice if they can get all those things, but understand that if you're a small market team and you're not making that dough, you might not be able to have that facility that the Vegas Aces, that the Las Vegas Aces have, right? That you may not be able to have that same facility. You may have to share until you get to that. I mean, Seattle has that because nobody's occupying that space. Really think about it, right? Is anybody? I mean, there's no basketball team out there, right? So it's just them.
Mhm.
So they have all. They have all that. But I mean, like I said, I just hope they just understand that you got to put out a good product in order to keep. If you're going to get that middle ground, you got to have a good product out in order to keep that.
I think they have the product. They definitely do. They've seen increase in viewership over the past 4 or 5 years each year. Um, the thing is, can you stay financially sound when you're already a league that's $400 million in the hole, right? That's the biggest question mark, and that's probably what the business side is looking at. Like, how do we rectify this and justify spending this? So that's what both sides need to figure out. Now, they're each side is allowed to bring anything to the table. They're there to fight for each other's rights and whatever. Um, it will be interesting if they don't have a deal done by March Madness. I would say I'm going to safely assume that the season is a wash and it's not going to happen. Um,
I don't know if I would say it wouldn't happen, but I definitely know it'd probably have to be like a shortened season
yeah.
because you're then running into issues with like, all right, well, what about arena availability if they run into the NBA season, the overseas season? So like, are they running into this situation if they start too late, then like those
Hmm.
ladies that go overseas to make money? But at the same time, there are now those other options. I remember, I can't forget put my name on what it's called, but they have that other women's league
Project
that,
B.
yeah, is that the one where it's like in Saudi Arabia or something like
Hmm.
that? I mean,
But I haven't heard much like anyone really going over there yet.
yeah, I know. Well, because you got a couple of them are like playing in the Unrivaled right now.
Yeah.
So they're
Well,
focused on that, which the
do you,
Unrivaled is another great thing happening for them. So like people can kind of the players can kind of use that as a leverage because they're getting treated
really
really
well.
well there.
Well, do you think if, say, the season is pushed back and you only have they only play 50 games, right? In the season, they don't play
About
full. So
roughly,
say they play 30, right? Just say that they play 30.
yeah.
Do you do the girls over in the women at Unrivaled, do they extend their season? Do they add to it because it is financially sound? They set it up to be successful. Can they do that? Like that's questions that they need to start asking is, well, we want to keep playing. We don't want to go overseas. That's the reason why they're having the negotiations. They don't want to leave the US to have to go play somewhere else, right? So that's where things hit that, got
Well,
to figure it out.
they could extend the season only because the arenas they play in, they're only playing in vacated arenas that are not being used for the most part, and it's a smaller crowd. It's a smaller crowd and a smaller court. So I mean, you're not. They could. Long story short, they could if they really wanted to. Drew's not going to make it. Um, they could. Um, like I said, I would just to your point, Merritt, and it's to your point, the same thing I said. I would just more into the money factor of it because you don't want it to with you being in the hole already, you don't want to be like the ABL or some of these other, little startups that tried and failed. You don't want to turn around and be like, well, we got to fold for good because we don't have the stamina to keep
Right.
the keep everything going. So,
But the one thing I would say though is that like the W has been the hottest that it's ever been. So
Hmm.
if you are banking on them to continue to be hot, which, you know, Caitlin Clark's going to be getting better. You have Paige that is a rising star. And then in maybe two
Next year,
years,
yeah, and
you're
like,
going to have Juju there. You're going to have, right now, Flau'jae still in school and she's a personality. All those personalities that are in the women's game right now are going to be making their way to the W because they're not. I don't think any of them they're going to go to overseas unless they have to. So they're all these ladies are going to come to the W, bring that star power that they've had in college, and then take it from there. And also, what do we have? Three about in the next 2 years, three more teams. That's another
hmm
36 roster spots that
Look,
you now get.
and they're trying to increase the roster spots by
Yes,
to add
by
two or
like
three more players per team.
which would be great to like help out for injury. So the key is as those expansion teams can come out blazing like the Valkyrie did, having sold out stadiums, good fan support, and what I'm seeing all around right now, both Toronto and Portland are pumping in like the marketing for their team to pump them up to get them ready for the season. If that continues to grow, they continue to be selling out. And if they get lucky, the product that they're putting on the floor is good. Like the Valkyrie this year, like the perfect recipe for success. They made it to the playoffs,
Yeah,
like as their first year, and they don't have a bona fide star or anything. They were able to. It was based off of good drafting, and they got a good crowd that's there to support them every night. I'm pretty sure if I read correctly, they sold out every single game last year, every
yeah,
home game.
they did.
So, you know, if they can do that, if that's what they're betting them on, that like, hey, maybe we're in the red right now, but if they can still follow the recipe to success, that money can make its way to green. Okay, at some point.
true.
Perfect. Well, let's
And
switch.
Andrew has his list, so I could read his list when we get to the our main topic.
Yeah, we'll bang through the rest of this so we can get to that. Um, so the Charles, oh my God, Doak, is now ineligible. He's the guy that was playing in the G League and got all mad because he's not making as much money and went back to Alabama to play. And every single game they lost, by the way, that he was in. Um, so
Hilarious.
he is now deemed ineligible by a judge. So his whole thing is done. I hope this puts a stamp on it of if you're trying to do the same thing, it ain't happening because it's horrible. But there's that. And then, of course, we'll just touch on the Super Bowl, which my team didn't show up for 3.5 quarters and got their asses beat. But hey, better luck next year.
Hey, at least your team made it to the Super
Exactly.
Bowl.
Your team made it,
Your
sir.
team
Dude,
made it to the Super Bowl and
my
the most unlikeliest scenarios ever.
Ashley and I were talking about it. I was like, we got cake. We got a cake this year. If
Mm.
we win the Super Bowl, it's icing on the cake. But otherwise, we got a cake. Like, we
Yeah,
should not be here.
not at all.
I'll
And you
take it.
showed that you
Yeah.
couldn't be there this year.
Yeah.
But
No, no, we
I will
did.
say
We
this,
definitely showed we shouldn't have been there.
shout out to Seattle for redeeming that horrible half-inch yard play from years
Oh yeah,
back to get their Super Bowl win over the Pats. I was rooting for the Seattle Seahawks, I'm sorry,
It's okay.
but um the game was boring.
It was horrible. It was such a
Commercials extremely underwhelming.
yeah.
Um but
halftime show was
but
amazing.
shout out to Bad Bunny for doing his thing. That was the probably
Like,
the highlight.
despite what people said about the show, about his halftime show, very good vibe.
I
Very.
loved it.
But that's what it
Dude,
is. It's
it's a
about the
vibe.
vibes.
It's a vibe. You know, this is his second time technically performing in the halftime show, right?
Yes, because I believe he was a guest. Was it?
Shakira.
Yeah, when he was like bald and
Yeah,
heavier.
he looked very weird. I was like, I remember when that halftime show happened, I was like, who is this dude? Like, no
Yeah.
idea. And now I'm like, I still don't understand any of his music because he sings all in Spanish, which I think is phenomenal.
Hmm.
But like, it's still such a beat, like the beat and everything. Like, I think at one point I like got up and I was just doing the white person dance move, right? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
No, but the
It
best
was
though was
fun.
all of the hidden celebrities that were there.
I know. Jessica Alba,
It
Pedro
it was
Pascal.
it was funny when I was watching it. I was like, that person that just they just zoomed the camera right by, that looked like Jessica Alba, but maybe that's not her. And then you find out it is her, Cardi B, Carol G,
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal. I was like, why does that old guy in the back look so damn familiar?
That was the one that I was like, what? And then the wedding that happened actually was a real wedding
Was a real wedding.
Yeah.
because they invited him to their wedding, and instead he was like,
He
just
one
come
up
do it at
them.
the Super Bowl.
That's fired.
Yeah.
They'll like
That's fire.
forever live in like infamy.
But all the people, like the guy selling the food, that's an actual street vendor. And apparently, since the Super Bowl, his line has been around the city block.
Are you talking about the lady?
No, the guy, I don't know what he was making.
Oh, the fruit, the drinks, whatever.
Was he the fruit and drink guy or whatever? But
Something like that.
whatever he was doing, it's now like extremely popular in San Francisco, LA area. So like
Love that.
people are backing up. I love it. That's what it's meant to be. Um, all right, let's dive into some blue and gold.
Real quick before you go into the
Yes.
banter, they just released a statement that the Jazz have been fined 500 grand for contract conduct detrimental to the league related to the team's games against Orlando and Miami, as they removed two of the top team's players, Laurie Markkinen and Jared Jackson Jr., before the beginning of the fourth quarter and did not return to the game, even though these players were otherwise able to continue to play and the outcomes of the games were thereafter in doubt. In addition, the Pacers have been fined $100,000 for violating the player participation policy in connection with the team's game against the Jazz on the third. Uh, by review, the NBA determined Pascal Siakam, star player under the policy, and two other player Pacers starters, neither of whom participated in the game, could have played under the medical standard in the policy, including by playing reduced minutes. So
Play your
this is just
players.
there. Play your players. Stop trying to tank like this. And yeah,
I'm gonna say
that's
I'm gonna say what I heard on. I can say what I heard on one of this. I think it was one of the ESPN shows. Harry Douglas and I forget who the other guy is. He said the best way to fix this is this: if you tank, you get the same amount of you get the same amount of ping pong balls as everybody else, or you just make it everybody gets the same amount of ping pong balls.
Yeah.
you know who had a really good idea? Richard Jefferson on his podcast with Channing Frye. He listed this thing where like, all right, say whenever a team is deemed ineligible, so say that there's 10 more games left.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're deemed ineligible. If they go 2-8 in that time frame, they should be getting less ping pong balls of a probability of getting the number one overall pick because it shows that you're not trying.
Yeah.
If you win 8 out of that 10, you should get some more ping pong balls because at least it shows to the league that you are doing the best you can with what you have. You're not
Hmm.
just throwing the season away. It's because this is what you're seeing right now. Is that like the teams are essentially just tanking these games to try and get as many odds to get the number one overall pick. And let's be real, how many times has it truly, truly worked? I mean, it has worked for LeBron in Cleveland. It's worked for Derrick Rose in like Chicago. But at the end of the day, it's not worth all this tanking for because again, it's still a lottery system. But I do like that thought of like, hey, these teams that are eliminated, they should be trying harder instead of just completely throwing the rest of their games.
I
So,
agree.
but yeah, On to the Golden and Blue Banter.
Yes, sir.
We ran train over UCF, the women's team, the number 19 team in the country. Um,
Crushing.
106 to 56, I think was the final score.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, unreal. They beat Arizona on Saturday. Still wish we had known that there was a game because we would have been there for sure,
Hmm.
rooting
Yep.
and cheering on the team. The next day, the men's team had a hard fought loss to the Red Raiders of Texas Tech, but Texas Tech is a phenomenal team this year. They are a Final Four team for sure. Um, but I'm not mad about it. It sucks, but we're still in a rebuilding cycle, and we look pretty good for the most part.
Currently 15-9 overall, 13-2 playing games at home, 6-5 in the conference. I'm trying to see what they have left to play. So they
TCU,
play UCF on Valentine's Day at
yep,
UCF. We have Utah. We have at TCU, at Oklahoma State. BYU comes to us.
that'll be a big game.
And then you have at Kansas State, and then we end the season with UCF at home.
So
So,
go ahead, Kev.
um,
How many games is that, Kev?
that's
How many games?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, in the most likeliest of things, 4-3 get to
Yeah,
around 19 wins, and then maybe hopefully squeeze out a game in the Big 12 tournament to get to 20. But just, right now I think it's pretty much up to us to do it to try and win some road games, and we'll see what happens because I just feel like every time that I've watched them play, I would like to say that at least I can see our team competing and they're trying really hard. They just need to not get in bad shooting slumps.
yeah. I think the TCU game, because TCU just knocked off Iowa State, that's going to be a big game. Kansas State, their coach basically is giving up on this team. Um, I don't know anything about UCF. I don't think they're very good.
They're
So
okay. They're the middle of the pack.
so maybe we get those four wins.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting our asses beat by BYU. I'm not, I'm
He
I
got
mean, I don't want to say that we're gonna get our asses beat, but again, the only thing that we have on our draw is that it's at home, and if
yeah,
it's at home, I think anything can happen.
sure. Because we can
well.
beat Kansas at home all the time.
Well, that's the thing about them. They'll BYU AJ is going to get his. Now the question is, do the rest of them decide? Do the rest of BYU decide to come play? Because
True.
AJ is going to drop his 25 to 30. I mean that's just a given. That's something he's going to do.
Yep.
He's a talented player.
Well, hey, we held Kansas's best player to like 15 points. So, but he also sat on the bench for half the game because he was cramping
Yeah,
and doesn't want to hurt his draft stock. Though his draft stock is dropped immensely because he doesn't want to play basketball.
yeah. Sucks
But
for
baseball season, literally first pitch is I think this weekend or next weekend, which is crazy because there's still so much snow on the ground. But they are playing baseball. Remember, we are a baseball school now. We're not a
yeah.
football or basketball school. Well, besides women's basketball, but everything else, we're mainly a baseball school. Um, and this is one thing I know you and I talked about this, Kevin, over the weekend. There's a Huggy Bear documentary coming out.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I so excited.
I want to know where it's gonna come out so we can watch it. If
I
it's gonna come
know.
out on Netflix or like Hulu, I'm not gonna lie, that documentary seems like it's like an Amazon Prime type documentary. But we'll
Let's
see.
see.
Unless Merritt's gonna look it up right now, guys. So
I got you.
have no fear. Merritt is here. And FYI, I have my list for our later topic, and I made a whole roster by accident.
I just went with eight guys.
All right. Well, if anything, you guys go. because maybe we'll all have different people. I do really like Andrew's list. So let Andrew, whenever you listen to this, kudos to you because I even thought of some of those players, but we shall see. Because Merritt is currently looking for
How about you
where
start
to
the next
huggy bear.
statement, Kevin?
The next topic is literally the expansion topic. So
Let's
unless you
do
want me to
it.
explain that,
Go right ahead.
sure. All right, guys. So this was an idea that I found when I was scrolling the Instagram verse. And pretty much, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with some NBA expansion. So there's some rumors out there that next year's CBA is going to elect the possibility of two new NBA teams to come into the league. Vegas and Seattle are the two areas that they are looking to add them to. And so Merritt texted us at 2:30 this afternoon saying, "Let's go ahead and get 8 players who we think could get drafted in an expansion draft, and then 4 players from our favorite team that would be saved." So 8 players that we could choose. I will start off with Andrews while Merritt is still looking for the Huggy Bear
Yeah.
documentary. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do his expansion team first. We'll all do our expansion teams and then we'll pick the 4 players that we would keep. So
I'm not seeing
what's
where it's coming out. I've looked through like 4 articles already.
all right, cool. So basically he has first pick he took Colin Sexton from the Bulls. He picked Jordan Poole from the Pelicans. I think it was a great pick.
That's a good pick.
Aaron Wiggins from Oklahoma City. Obi
Oh,
Toppin from the Pacers. Kelly Olynyk from the Spurs. Another good pick, and I know this person because I had him on my fantasy basketball team to help me out with some numbers. Josh Green from the Hornets.
hmm.
Jalen Wilson from the Nets. And Nas Reed from the Minnesota Timberwolves. So
Ooh,
really, really good, solid group of like veterans and some young guys to build with some potential. So solid list there, Drew.
yeah, I like that list. Nas
Yeah,
Reed is the only one that I would question because he's so good off the bench and can play starter minutes for Minnesota. So
yeah,
I could see them potentially keeping him, but also solid team.
yeah. Because I always remember in the expansion drafts, normally teams are allowed to keep 7 players.
Yeah,
So I think that would be, and I think the only caveat is the only ones that like can't get picked up or saved is if they're incoming free agents in free agency.
yes.
So, yeah, I think that was a really solid list. So, I dig that. Um, Let me go. So, Cyrus, you want to do your list first?
Um, yeah, I can do my list. Um, Embiid, Vukovic, LaMelo, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Klay Thompson, Scotty Barnes, and Zion Williams. Those guys I think we would change or what.
So the geriatric team,
Yep.
interesting.
Expansion team to start a new team with all guys that
Who
are
are
older.
So the reason I say those guys, right? I look at the expansion team as this: you're you're in the twilight of your career. This is an opportunity for you to possibly show that you still have a little bit of juice left, so you can make your next. Because remember, this expansion team, you're you're always going to get younger players, and the question now is, can that team be productive enough to make way in the NBA? If a team was to do that, if you had those guys to do that, just imagine trade deadline time, just like happened now. Oh, Zion Williams looking a little more bounce in this step. You know what? He will look nice on the Lakers with whoever, whatever, and he's going to make us contender again. There you go. He's got a second life again. That's what expansion is really supposed to do. He's supposed to bring you back to life, right? And they're supposed to, you're supposed to have 2 or 3 of those young guys, and you have like 5, like 7 or 8 young
I
guys.
see. I'm the opposite of that. I think the expansion is meant so that you have a younger team that can come in and show what they can do. Because these are guys that may not be on a roster or like they're the seventh guy off the bench or whatever it is, right? To me, that's what that is. Like Embiid's never going to go anywhere from Philly. Philly's not going to leave him lose Embiid unless like he literally just can't do anything. DeMar DeRozan, I love him. I think he's one of the best players in the NBA today, even at his age. But his age is a question mark. And Klay Thompson, since he's been dating Megan Thee Stallion, dude has put on about 60 pounds. He can't even shoot the ball. Come on.
Well, I also look at it like for the expansion team, like you got to be able to afford these contracts. Cyrus, you got a lot of expensive guys on your
You're
team.
missing. What I'm saying is this on this expansion team, right?
Okay.
I, I'm looking at it as you have an expiring,
Money ain't a factor.
huh?
Money ain't a factor, Kevin, on this expansion team.
Yeah, it's an expansion team. They're if you really honestly think about it, half of these guys are probably if they go to this team, they're probably going to get bought out anyway. So
Maybe.
that's why I'm looking. That's why I'm looking at it that way. I mean, if we were doing it traditionally, the way it was supposed to be done in the expansion draft, to Merritt's point, did everybody take two players in their team that and they would have to be two of their better players that you can draft, and that guy would, and they would, whether they pick them or not, would go into that draft, and then that guy be all pissy and moany about, oh, I got put up for I don't want to be on your team anymore. He get traded the next year. That's what happens. But I don't, uh,
Cool.
I,
Merritt,
I'm
your
looking at it from
list.
a different point of view.
All
Yeah.
right. My list is it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a little all over the place. Michael Porter Jr., though he just signed in Brooklyn, I think he needs to get out of Brooklyn. Pat Spencer.
Hmm.
Kevin, you and I talked about this guy on Saturday.
From
Dalton,
Golden State.
yeah. Dalton Connect because the Lakers screwed him with that fake trade to try to get the big from Charlotte last year, where it
Mark,
was
yeah,
they screwed that whole thing. This kid is now just sitting at the end of the bench, and he was when he has played last year, a great scorer and good defender. Um, he just got traded, but Anthony Simons, and the reason I say that is because he's coming off an expiring contract and he's going to be, I think he's 30, 31, 30, 31. You need somebody that has some NBA experience that's really, a scorer, can play both sides very well. So I went with him. Another one is Brandon Miller from Charlotte. He's kind of the lost guy down there, and when he came out, he was extremely good out of Alabama. Um, Miles Turner, because the Milwaukee experiment has failed miserably. This is where I think someone could question my sanity. Julius Randle, because I think that's Ant's team. It's going to be Ant's team for the foreseeable future. Julius is a great player. He just doesn't get the touches that he needs to be that upper echelon like he was when he was in New York.
I don't disagree with that one. I actually kind of feel where you're coming from on that. I don't.
And then I have Tyler Hero because Miami is a dumpster fire, like their logo is on fire. And he is, when healthy, probably one of the best offensive players in the league at this time. Then I had two honorable mentions because these two names just popped in my head. Another one from the Heat, Davion Mitchell. So I think it's his second or third year. He's a little point guard, really, really quick, really good. Just the Heat culture and the Heat right now is just not a team I think is going to be good enough to do anything. And then Scott Henderson out there in Portland. The dude got screwed when he was
You mean
the
Scoot?
Yeah, Scoop.
yeah, Scoop, sorry, Scoop. Scoot Henderson, because he was designated as the next Damian Lillard. after, Damian left. And he hasn't lived up to the hype, mainly because of injuries. He just came back this season, like a week and a half ago. Um, so I think those would be my guys of like who I'd want to build around.
Gotcha.
A lot of young, good contracts, right? You know, Anthony, and then you have Julius, Miles, and Hero are probably they're more expensive, but good, solid group. All right, Kev, let's hear yours.
So I already took some people off of my list, so I don't say the same people. So I had Con Sexton and Obi Toppin, so it's narrowing my list down. So now I'm down to two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight.
Crazy.
Bless you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Eight with two honorable mentions now. So the one theme that you all have is you guys all took some sort of superstar, and I don't have any of those on mine. So I kind of was thinking that anybody in this group, if I look at the last time we did an expansion draft, which was when we had Charlotte come to become the Bobcats, I tried to take like players that had the possibility of like elevating from being a low end on the bench to a starter or a star. So I took Keon Ellis from Cleveland, recently
Hmm.
acquired from the Sacramento Kings. I put Cameron Johnson, Denver. He had a great career starting up in Phoenix, and he was starting to do some things in Brooklyn, but with injuries, he's a young guy. If he got a fresh start, he can do something. I went with Derrick Jones Jr. from the Clippers, a little bit of length for the team. Same thing, length. I went with Rui Hachimura from the Lakers.
Ooh,
Uh,
I
Jericho
like that
Si-
one.
Jericho Sims from Milwaukee. I mean, he's 7 feet and can't hit a damn layup, but at least you got somebody that's big on the team to help get you some rebounds, and he's not doing much in Milwaukee. This one, you guys will be very surprised that it's just that we're looking at the depth charts, you don't have a lot of room sometimes, and sometimes you just might need a change. I have Tyler Kolek from my Knicks on possibly taken in an expansion draft because if you look at the depth chart at point guard, it's Brunson, it's now Jose, and then Deuce when he comes back from injury. So you almost kind of lose Tyler in the shuffle, but like he's one. Another guard, big fan of him when he was on Duke, Mr. Jared McCain, that's recently acquired from the Thunder. Some star power. He had an injury in the beginning of his career, can revive his career. Merritt, this one. You'll like this one.
Oh,
Robert Williams from the Blazers.
oh, I love that
Um,
one.
you
That
know,
dude.
so if he gets a fresh start to like rebuild, he was a great rebounder for his Celtics. Two other names that I have as honorable mention. I have center from the Orlando Magic, Gorga Bitadze. Big 7 foot guy.
Yep.
He's their backup center, but right now with the depth charts, he's not playing as much. But when he was playing, he would get you rebounds and some assists. And then this name is a really interesting one. This is probably the as star power as I could get. I put Fred Van Vliet from the Rockets.
Ooh.
Basically
We
because you think about he came off of a torn ACL. If he goes to an expansion team, he gets a chance to kind of restart over. He'll be that veteran presence, scoring presence that an expansion team would need, and he would be somebody that could hold the ball and kind of get these younger guys in line. So there's my expansion draft.
I like it, Kev.
Like,
I like it.
like,
That's a very good list.
Different mix. You like, if because I looked at all the depth charts and I'm like, that guy could probably end up getting saved. That guy could probably end up getting saved, but you never know.
All
right.
right. Talking about saved. We only went
Yes.
with four because honestly, I was like, I just didn't want to add six players or seven players because it just get ridiculous. So we made it simple.
Hmm.
We said four players that you would keep. So let's go reverse order. Kevin, you start.
Sure. I mean, it's very easy. The four that
Yeah,
I would keep.
yeah.
It is Brunson. It is Bridges. It is Josh Hart. It is OG Anunoby.
Ooh, you wouldn't keep
Yes.
Towns.
I was getting ready to
Because
say.
because of my thought process that the teams would not want Towns and his salary.
Okay. Okay.
So if I had to go with four, those four would be the ones immediately that I would need to grab because I need the versatility of OG and Mikal Bridges. Josh Hart's tenacious defense and Brunson is my top scorer. So I just would not want any of those four for sure. Towns, if we had a longer list, Towns would have been on my list, but due to the fact I only got four, those would be my first four I would save.
Okay. I can understand that.
Thank you.
And I didn't do a Lakers list because there's too
Fuck the
much work
Lakers.
at the moment. So
Fuck
I just
and
went with the Knicks.
There's not even
fuck,
enough to keep on the Lakers. Get out of here. There's not even enough to keep on the Lakers.
They're just gonna blow it up at some point.
dude.
So
I honestly looked at the Lakers depth chart and I was like,
who would you keep?
yeah, that was my question. I'm like, who would you
Just
actually?
Luca. Just Luca and maybe Austin Reeves. That's it.
I don't
You
even know
can
if I keep Austin Reeves.
I don't even know about that one. I don't know.
I mean, if you gotta keep somebody, I would keep Austin Reeves,
I'm
but
take
that's
I'm
what it is.
I'd keep Luca and then I would keep Smart because you need somebody that actually plays defense.
Yeah. He'd probably be in my seven.
Yeah, he'd probably be in my top seven if I had to keep a team. All right, so for me, it's pretty obvious two of them. Like it's the Jays, I mean, Jalen and Jason. Granted, their contracts are massive, but somebody would swoop in and steal those real quick to get a
Mhm.
star player, especially the way Jalen's been playing this year. Um, my next ones might be a little bit more interesting, except for one, because it's pretty obvious. Derek White, I'd keep Derek. Um,
That's not. I mean, that's not.
no, but my other one is going to be.
I already know what your other one's going to be.
Oh yeah, do you want to guess?
Vukovic.
No,
Oh,
No. I think I know who you'd pick.
Kada.
really?
Okay, not the one I was
Nah.
going thinking you're
Who'd
gonna
you
pick.
think? Oh, you think I was going to say Pritchard?
No, I actually thought that it was going to be very similar to Andrews. I thought you would have taken because he also has Brown, Tatum, and White, but he instead of Kata, he has Sam Hauser.
See, I don't care for Hauser's a three-point shooter. That's all he is. There's a bunch of them in the league nowadays.
He does get
I
me fantasy points, so
I
shout out to Sam
love
Hauser.
I have been a huge fan of Kada since came to the Celtics, and I'm happy he's finally getting the minutes he deserves. And he is a solid 10 and 12 kind of player. Gets you the boards, plays the nitty-gritty. Um, if I had like an honorable mention, or if I was able to go five, I take Ugo Gonzalez, the rookie.
Oh yeah, Hugo.
Yeah, I would take that kid. That kid, I love watching him play. His basketball instincts and everything is unreal. All right, Cy, who you keeping on? Yeah,
Uh,
the Bulls.
I'm keeping Metis. I can't pronounce his last name. Um, Anthony Simons, Rob Dillingham, and Jaden Ivey.
You ready to Giddy? Not a Giddy fan.
My problem, I don't mind Giddy. I think my Giddy is a streaky shooter with he reminds me of a taller Alonzo Ball. Not in the sense of that he can't play or he can't shoot. Just like what else do you bring to the team? Like what if you just come down and you make spectacular passes or I mean if you're running the team and you're running the team, I get it. But we can go out and find another guy to run the team. I need you to be able to do other things in order for me to keep him.
So I just want to make sure you're keeping Buzelis,
Yep.
Simons,
Dillingham and Ivy.
Dillingham, and Ivy. Okay, you don't want to keep Patrick Williams. That's a surprising one. Or would he have been like a fifth if you had a fifth?
Giddy would have been my fifth if it was a.
Okay,
But the reason I wouldn't keep Patrick Williams has been in the league 5 years. This game hasn't changed.
gotcha.
To me, if he came out of Florida State highly when the
Highly touted.
yeah highly touted as one of the guys that was going to do something, and he still hasn't done it. So they listen. His rookie year, they let him start near towards the end of the year. He did nothing to grow his game. So you wind up putting him back on the bench. And then they did the same thing his sophomore year, and then they had to put him back on the bench. Like at some point in time, either you got to get that much better, or you it's just you're 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 a sixth man or a seventh guy off the bench, one or the other. Like you got to figure it out.
I'm just gonna throw this one thing out there for all NBA fans. Nikola Topic, the 12th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, who I believe had cancer, just made his NBA debut tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Who's he playing for?
Thunder.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
That's great for him.
yeah. It's fantastic. That's awesome. It's made it through everything to go play your dream. So let's go. Um, well, perfect. I think that was a lot of fun, Kevin. That was a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
Uh,
Absolutely.
keep those ideas coming because you find them all the time, which I love. Um,
I do my best.
appreciate you, sir. All right, quickly, we have Country Road Rants. Okay,
Yes.
who would like to go first tonight?
I vote Cyrus.
All right, I vote Cyrus too.
Oh, no, he's do that to me.
Well, you get to go first.
I get to go first. That's great.
You
Um,
set the bar for us, man.
I set the bar for everybody, apparently.
Mm, the bar's pretty low.
Dang. Add some drum little sounds to that one.
Dunk. All right, go, Cy. You ready?
yeah. Load
All
me
right,
up.
3, 2, 1, go.
My Country Roads Ranch today is just about just the status of the school and just the things that are going on in it. I like the direction that the school is going in. I like the direction that the sports are going in. They're building up young to the new. I'm sorry, not young to the new crop of what's coming out, and just keep up the good work. I think that AD is doing a really good job of trying to find new talent and new people to come in to to straighten out what we have, what's there.
That is the shortest rant. It was only 35 seconds. Nicely done. Kevin, that means we have 25 seconds to split extra.
Oh my God!
Hey, do it up.
Hold on. I got you.
All right, you got it, Cyrus?
Yeah,
Cool.
I got it.
You going, Kev?
No, you're going first.
I'm going first, motherfucker.
Yes.
See?
This little motherfucker. All right, whenever you're ready, Zach.
Yep.
Tonight, my biggest thing is just the, I guess it's more or less just ready for football season to start over again. I'm ready for the games, not to sway away from baseball and men's and women's basketball and all the other sports, but football's done, and now have that void in my life, and I'm ready to yell at my TV and cry every Saturday as West Virginia makes me feel happy and upset all in the same 2 seconds. Um, and also, I'm just excited for our trip to Charlotte and enjoying a game outside of West Virginia in a neutral site that is not against a shit-eating team like Pitt. So, yeah, that is my rant. Also, we did not have any West Virginia moonshine when we were in West Virginia, which is sad.
Yeah, we didn't have any West Virginia moonshine when we were there.
I just
We,
thought of that as like I was talking. I was like, we had Fireball. We didn't
I
have
did
we,
not have Fireball.
we didn't, but we were going to go get it that one night, and then we decided not. Remember, Kev, we were driving. You were like, we should go get moonshine, and we were like,
But you have to have a connection in West Virginia to
Yeah,
get the
you
West
need to get
Virginia
the
moonshine.
connect to get the moonshine, which we did.
but
Which
we
we
had it
did the next
because
day.
we were talking about it because we were looking in the liquor store, and we were like, ooh, what if we find moonshine in here? And we were like, oh yeah, we probably should, and we just never followed.
Yeah, it's okay because we got our moonshines worth from our my friend Emily's tailgate. So
Yeah.
good times, good times. All right. So my Mountaineer rant. Dang, who's got me for time?
Cyrus does, because I'm going to type up this episode real quick.
All right, Cyrus, go ahead and let me know when I'm ready to go.
Right.
All right, guys. So Country Roads rants haven't done this in a while, but I will talk about the Mountaineers in the NBA. So right now, we have three great guards that are in the league right now. One right now is is injured. And Deuce. Javon just signed on with the Magic, so I'm hoping he gets some time there. And Javon Small is enjoying his rookie season in Memphis, which, by the way, Memphis is going. I hope he gets some playing time. So I just want to say that I love seeing Mountaineers who we watch in college be able to play in their professional sports. We have a little bit more in foot on the football end, but I would really love to see more Mountaineer basketball in the NBA. If we can get them there, that'd be awesome. I know we got a lot playing overseas, but I want to see some more guys. So hopefully, whoever comes out of this crop that Ross Hodge has, let's see if they can make it in the G League and work their way into the league. Because I would love to see more Mountaineers in the NBA. And that's how I'm gonna leave my rent right there.
Good
I love
job.
it. I love it,
How
Kev.
much time did I have left over?
I started a little bit early, so you were like right at a minute or like a minute and a second.
Love it.
Perfect. All
But
right,
yeah,
Kev.
am I outroing?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. We don't
Golly.
butcher it.
Oh, I haven't listened fully to your episode when I wasn't on it, so
Yeah,
Oh
if
my God,
anybody.
it was horrible.
All right, cool. So I will make sure I'll listen to the end at some point. But yeah, guys, outro time. This is episode, I want to say 6.
Yep.
Episode 6 of season 5. We are making it happen, 1 week at a time. So
Slowly but
hope
surely.
slowly but surely. Thank you, the guys that have still been listening to us. If you are still listening to us, sorry for the long breaks. Like I always say, life be life in. But if you're listening to us, nitty gritty, all we are available on all streaming platforms. We are on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Play / Google Play. If you want to watch us on the YouTube, we are at the Mainly Musings Podcast. Follow the Instagram socials, Cyrus Johnson Jr.,
Coach, too.
Merritt_P. You also have Coach Cyrus Johnson Jr. Good luck to your team. I know they were playing the other week, so shout out to you, Cyrus. So Merritt_P, Cyrus Johnson Jr., or Coach Cyrus Johnson Jr., and me at KQuaver624. Follow the podcast Instagram at the Mainly Musings Pod, along with the TikTok. I haven't posted on the TikTok in a bit, but I did post our fun little caricatures on our Instagram. So I hope you guys enjoyed that in that little fun trend. But yeah, take care, have a great night, and hopefully you're somewhere warm because it is cold. So peace, y'all.